In my last video, I showed you a fantastic keyword and niche that you could actually create for toddler coloring books or toddler activity books. But in this video, I'm going to create a cover and also show you some tips around developing the interior of the book. Now, if you haven't been to the channel before, welcome. My name's Romney, and thank you very much for joining me on the Life Graduate Publishing Group channel. Now, if you haven't been to the channel before, it's all about creating, building, and scaling your self-publishing business. And I'm also the creator of the Publishing Accelerator Low and No Content Publishing course. So if you're interested in that course, just make sure you check out the links below. So let's get into this video where I actually show you how I created the cover and some tips around the interior. And before I hold you up any longer, let's get into that right now. So in the last video I created, I talked about a keyword called 100 Things for Toddler Coloring Book. So we're going to focus in on a particular kind of book, and I'm going to show you the creation process that I would follow for this book using Canva. So if we have a look at this book inside, so we go to the Look Inside feature, and if you scroll down, this page is nice and easy to create. There's just some information for parents, and then we go into the different illustrations. So they're very simple. There's a truck, there's a traffic lights, there's another car, there's another truck, and the back page is very plain as well. And if we go back here and we have a look at the feedback as well, we can see that most feedback's quite positive. So there, another couple of illustrations. It's good with some of the reviews you can see inside the book, and these are the kind of things that we're going to be creating. So how do we create this book, and what do we need to do for the front cover and for the internal pages? Maybe let's start with the internal pages, and then I can finish with creating a cover that will stand out for this kind of book. So let's get into that now. So let's work on the interior to begin with. Remember, when we had the book, there was just like a welcome intro, but that's something you can easily create. What I want to do is just show you how you can get these templates easily set up. So if we even just grab this first one, if we look, we just go back to trucks. And if we scroll through down here, we can probably find different trucks that we could use that kids can color in. So if we just go to graphics and you scroll down, then you'll find something very soon. Here's one. And if we do a size like that, a young child could color that in. Because if we go to the book here and we go to the Look Inside feature, if we scroll down, they're the kinds of pictures they've been using, and the traffic lights, for example. But we just need to find different illustrations that kids would actually have fun doing. So what we can do, and you can even call each one just to help them with their understanding of what it is. It might be dump truck. Oh, what am I doing? Here we go. Dump truck. That's better. And we can put that up the top there. Make sure it's centered. And then there's the first picture that we've got. Then what we do is add the page, and the next one we go elements again, and let's just call it a grader. And then we go down again. There might be one like this one potentially. That could be a good one. Or there might be another one that's suitable. Let's just put that one there for the moment. If we scroll down, we might find a better one that is better sort of to color in. Let's just get rid of that one. We need to sort of continue to follow a similar design as that one. And sometimes if you pick a design, then that same person might, or that same illustrator might have similar ones. So if we go back to the truck, and we've got this one just down, where was it? Just down here somewhere. Or did I go past it? I've probably gone past it. Let's go back up here to find out where I put it. Okay, here it is here. So if we go to that and we have a look at the different, so this is, if we go view, sometimes these people can have similar or different sorts of trucks. If we go scroll down, we may or may not find it. but sometimes they throw up suggestions by the same artist, and therefore you'd have a similar kind of truck. But that's okay. Sometimes I do this and I can find them. But let's get back out of that and let's go and let's try. We'll try car. We go down here and we go graphics again, and we have a look for a car so it's similar to that one, but I think we could probably find something a little bit more interesting for a child to color in. That one might be okay. So then what we do, if this one's a white image, we need to make sure it's black. Again, it's a little bit different than that, so I'm not quite sure about that one, but this might be interesting. Let's use that one. Let's go there. Black again. It's a similar sort of a gain, isn't it? So what we need to do is just make sure we got a common theme. Although that one's pretty good. We keep adding them, and we go down. There might be other themes that we can do. We might do a helicopter. Again, we go down. It might be something like this one. Now, some of these features, as you're seeing, are pro versions. There are, if you do the filter here, you can do free filters as well. So you may or may not have all the different ones that I'm showing you in this video, but it's just a good opportunity to see what others are available. There might be better ones that you can use for some of these illustrations, but I just wanted to show you what you can and what you can't get. So that one's available. And what it's a matter about doing is just going through and listing all the different. So we just might do a crane, and there are usually something in there as well, but you've probably also got to find ones that kids can color in. At the moment, they can probably color this bit here and there, but it's not particularly that interesting for them. And what you need to do is find different illustrations, like this tow truck is a good one. So what we do something like that. Then what we can do is copy that, and we might just write. So just keep a similar line of words. Car, go down here again, and we do right. So just keep on bringing all these, so similar kinds of words across each one of them, or simultaneous fonts. I mean, again, we copy this, and we do this one here. Lower that down again, and we just do tow truck. Okay, so you can use these images in books through Canva as well. You have commercial license to use these images. But what you need to do is just make sure everything is tailored uniquely to what you want it to look like. And you just keep adding all these different kinds of pictures. And there might be a theme. You might do it for boys, you might do it for girls, you might do a mixture of them as well. There might be different illustrations you might like to do. It could be a shell. So you might like to introduce a shell that you can put on there as well. There might be one like a dog. So what you do is go down and just find one of a dog that you might like to include on there as well, and the child can color in the dog. So there's so many different ones you can do, because if we go back to our book, then they've got those basic illustrations there that kids are coloring in, and the feedback seems to be that they quite like them. So that's the internal side of things, and you just keep adding. Remember, if you want to have something like this book belongs to, then that's nice and easy for you to create as well. Go back here, we add a page, we move that one up, and then we just do something like this. And then you can add that there. You can make it bold. You can add your different elements. So you might want to do a shape. And we might just do square. And what we can do is grab those and put it there. We go around the book like this. Go down, just like that. Position, center, middle. And then you can add the lines there as well. So you just do line, and you can add something like this, whatever you like, and you can include some more details about whose book it is and the features like this book has been done just there as well. You might like to add a little illustration there so that it is a bit more interactive for the child when they complete it as well. Now the next thing, let's get on to the main front cover. Now this cover size is an 8.5 by 11. So if we look at the sizing, it's an 8.5 by 11. So we need to create the front cover doing the same format. So what we need to do is go back to Canva and then we create a new cover. So let me just do that now. And so I've just created this front cover here. Now you can sometimes get some inspiration by different templates. So it might be truck, and so you can have something like one of these that you can include in your front cover. There might be different items which you think might be suitable for your front cover as well. There's a good grader there, and keep going down. Let's have a quick look and see. There's another one, dot to dot. Remember, you can't use, you need to make adjustments to the cover or the templates that you use from Canva. You can't just use what is provided here, but there might be other things here. If you go back up to this car one, let's have a look. I did see a dot to dot sort of car book. Here we are. So if we have a look in here, if we just have a look, these are the different dot to dot templates that you provided as well. That might be something that a young child might like to do, and you can include those elements as well as part of your activity book. That's just an idea. Anyway, we're doing the front cover. Let me work through a few things to get this cover right, and I'll come back to you with a few suggestions so that it doesn't take too long to get this part of the book right as I'm filming. An important element which I forgot to speak about was the different font types, the different colors that this illustrator or this designer is using that is obviously catching the eye of people. Of course, we won't copy any elements of the book, but we're using ideas and suggestions, and we also go back to the results and find out if there's other books that are doing well and what their design is like. This one's quite basic. It's a toddler book, and it needs to have a big, bold heading, toddler coloring book. And if you look at this one, although it hasn't been ranking so well, so we probably wouldn't take a lot of notice of that one, we scroll down and they're using big, happy illustrations there. We keep going down and have a look and see. This one obviously is doing really well, toddler coloring book, and they've made it like in a bit of a cloud feature. This one, big jumbo coloring book. What they've done, they've used illustrations and they've already got them colored in, so a child will probably see what it looks like. So let's work on a design similar to this one, and let's have a quick look inside the book as well. See whether it matches some of the things that we've been looking at. We go here, you can see that they've actually got a good description as well, and it's got different editorial reviews, and it's even got videos about the product, so you can actually see inside the product as well. So let's have a quick look and see what it looks like.
Nationwide. And in more and more cities, the unprecedented convergence of ultra-wideband, the fastest 5G in the world.
So they're really good things to have a look at as you're going through customer reviews. Now the difference is 123 pages in color. Now, I didn't really see what the color was. It all looks black and white to me. So I don't know why they would say in color, because it actually isn't in color. The front cover's in color, but not the rest. So just be very careful when you make claims like this, because you may get a poor customer experience, and so you just need to be careful of that. So 124 pages as well. But let's go back and let's have a quick look inside here, just so we can get some idea, inspiration. They've got this book belongs to as well with a cloud, and they've got the rabbit, the sun, and a whale, and there's some different ideas that they put on the back of the book as well. But let's start creating this cover and see if we can do something like that. So we need a big bold heading to begin with, and we need those capital letters, don't we? So let's do it again. I haven't even done the correct title for this. All I'm doing is creating or giving an example of what the colouring book may look like. And what we would do is go here and we could try bold. And if we go down, I think I've used a font type before that's quite bold. Might be this one, Code Pro Bold. There might be others as well. I might just have a quick look. So what I'm going to do now is speed up this part of the video so you don't have to sit and watch every element as I go through it. And there you have an example of a front cover for a toddler colouring book. So it took me maybe 35-40 minutes to quickly create, and it's just a great visual, I believe, just with using the same fonts, nice big fonts, good colourful fonts, showing a customer what's inside. And then you could also do something similar for the background as well. So to replicate the background, you would just go to File, you would make a copy. So then you would get exactly the same copy, and if you wanted that background, same the color, you could then delete these elements, and you could then add sort of whatever you want in the background. You could even make that bigger, that picture, but then you could just add more of these illustrations that you might have. For example, these ones here that I created, you just add more of the things that you've been creating within your manuscript and put them on the back cover, and you can just blend in that cover a bit more. You can even change that color a little bit more, and that will actually help you to blend in the color elements of your back cover too. And you could put your name, your brand name, whatever it might be, but you'd have to make sure you got rid of this element here because you're going to have the barcode or the ISBN, which will be at the back, so you need to allow for space for that as well. But that's the front cover that I created, and I hope you like it. Remember, what we're trying to do here was to create a book that was similar to sort of this one, but we've got our internal manuscript, and now we've got our book cover, which I think stands out, and you've got your manuscript as well, which you can keep working on. So I've found that if you wrote in the templates color in, you get these kinds of templates as well, which you can include through Canva, but just make sure that you modify what you're doing in regards to your design, and have the original design as well. So I hope you found this helpful in regards to creating a book around that keyword, which was 100 Things for Toddler Colouring Book. And I've included that information sort of within the Toddler Colouring Book, 100 Things for Toddlers to Colour In. So I've used those keywords which I wanted to make sure were included in this cover. So hopefully that all helps for you. And so I just wanted to give you an update of the cover and the back cover. So this was the cover. and I'll show you what the back cover looks like. And this is the back cover, and I just thought I'd show you both as elements, and remember you need to leave the space here for the ISBN to appear. And what I'm going to be doing is giving this cover, the front and back cover, away to one of the lucky people that purchased my course in the month of December. So at the end of December, I'm going to randomly generate a winner, and that person hopefully might like this cover, front cover and back cover, and I'll give them the images, and then I can also always adjust what image they have on the front, or remove this shark image, for example, if you're not going to have that in your book. So that's something to keep an eye out for as well. So I hope you enjoyed that video about creating the cover and also the interior for the toddler colouring book. Remember, if you're looking to accelerate your self-publishing, jump onto the links below in the description in regards to the Publishing Accelerator Low and No Content Publishing course. There's also some free preview videos in that video as well, and you'll also see a little clip at the end of this video about the publishing course. So until I see you in my next video, I look forward to seeing you then.